Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links action, and today I have a special deck for you. We are revisiting Fortune Ladies, and this time we are going to discuss whether the new support for Fortune Ladies is good or not. So, here we go, let's hop into this deck review real quick. So, standard Fortune Lady deck is more focused on the counter traps and stuff like that, and just being able to protect your cards until you can draw into your Fortune Lady combo. Now again, I still don't have the third Fortune Lady calling, which is really depressing. I really should try and get it, but alas, right now I don't have it. However, that's unimportant. What is important is how the deck works. If you don't already know how Fortune Ladies work, go check out my older video, which I will try to leave in the link in the description, which basically tells you how the Fortune Lady combo works. But that's my Fortune Lady Dark Lord deck. Overall, it's very similar in terms of what's going on, but with the new support, this is the one that we really want to focus on. Fortune's Future. Select one of your removed from play Fortune Lady monsters and return it to the graveyard, then draw 2 cards. It's a really good draw 2, right? Fortune Ladies can banish cards like Fortune Lady Light pretty easily using Past, right? So that's basically how you're using this card to draw 2. And I have a game where that specifically happens, where I just go off with this, and it's actually really nice. I basically almost draw through my entire deck because of that. You're also drawing 2 with Fortune Lady Water if it's special summoned while you also control another Fortune Lady monster on the field. So there you go. It's you got 2 different draw 2 cards, which is why we're running a 25 card deck. I didn't want to run a 30 card deck. That would just be absolutely horrible, but I did feel like I needed a little bit more back row and stuff like that, so that's what we're doing here. We're running the Fortune Lady Bending Destiny because it is pretty good and pretty useful overall. Sadly, we only have one. I really wish that they would give us more of this card in particular, along with more Fortune Vision. That would be amazing. But alas, we do not, so yeah. Then we're all running Super Team Buddy Force Unite, which if you do not know this card, it is super useful. It wasn't in my previous video because at that point, we were using the Dark Lord engine to draw into our Fortune Lady combo, but this is another way to get your Fortune Lady combo started. You can target one face-up monster on the field, special summon one monster from your hand or graveyard with the same original type as the monster, but a different name. Right? And then if it gets destroyed, it returns itself, or it sets another one of itself onto the field. So it does have a bit of a floating effect as well. But basically what you'll do with this is you'll activate it and target any of these monsters, right, to search up a monster within your graveyard or within your hand to special summon, which allows you to synchro summon for any of these synchro monsters a lot easier, right? You could synchro summon for your Fortune Lady by, say you have a Past in the graveyard. Well, you summon a water, right? You normal summon it, because that's what you're stuck with. You normal summon it, you activate Super Team Buddy Force Unite, you grab up your Fortune Lady Past, right? Then you can either activate the skill and go for a level 8 with Red Dragon Archfiend, or you can activate Time Passage and then activate Fortune Lady Past's skill as well, and then banish another card, say your Fortune Lady Light or your Fortune Lady Wind or something like that, something else, maybe in the graveyard. You activate that to decrease the level to grab up your Fortune Lady Every. Then you would also have a banished card, which you can use Fortune's Future on to draw even more cards. Then the rest of this is pretty simple. You could run a 21 card deck. I didn't choose to because I really like having more protection. Enemy Controller did come in handy a couple of times. Same with Wall of Disruption. So that's why I'm playing those. I didn't really feel like I needed too much of a back row disruption. I felt like monsters were more the issue, and I wanted more protection from monsters. So that's why we're running these rather than something like Cosmic Cyclone. So there you go. It's pretty simple. And then we're running one Fortune Lady Dark. So far, I've played several games using Fortune Lady Dark, and so far I really haven't used the ability, which is if a Fortune Lady monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon one Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard. I didn't really ever use this. The main reason I have it is for the video, as well as for a level, an easier level 7 synchro, right? Because say I have Fortune Lady Past, right, and then I grab up Fortune Lady Dark because I can't quite get to a level 7 for whatever reason, then I can do that and just increase this one's level by 1 instead, and then it's a little bit easier. But other than that, I would say that Fortune Lady Dark overall isn't really worth it, right? Fortune Lady Earth works about as well as this one, so if you really wanted to play the deck, I would say get rid of that, and then you could also get rid of these, and there's a 20 card deck. But the reason I wanted to play more is because we do have a lot of different draw cards. And as you can see, we're also playing double light, which normally doesn't happen, and we're also playing double wind, which again also doesn't normally happen. Wind is how we get rid of the back row, and light, the reason we're doing that is just because I found it to be a little bit more consistent since we do have so many different draw cards. So yeah, overall, this is probably the deck that I would play with. You could run any sort of back row cards, right? Paleozoic, Canadia, Floodgate, anything like that. Drowning, they're all good. They all work. This is kind of what I wanted to go for. So there you go. Let's hop into some replays real quick. Alright guys, welcome back. So this time we're facing off against a Crow Hogan, which is interesting. I immediately want to say that it's Black Wings, but it's not. So here we go. We open up with a pretty good hand. Not great, but we do have a Past and a Bending Destiny, which is pretty good. And then we open up with another Ultimate Providence. So I was trying to run Ultimate Providence prior to what I came up with later, and it didn't really end up working. So yeah. However, in this one it does. We send the light to the grave to negate the Sylvan. Activate, or Past's effect activates. We send the light to the grave. I shouldn't have normal summoned or set this guy. I should have waited until I had completed this guy's combo. But then we Fortune Futures and grab up 2 more cards, which we drew into a Fortune Vision, which allows us to grab Calling. Calling, activate, special summon our Fortune Lady Water. Fortune Lady Water, activate, draw 2 cards. Then we Synchro Shokan into Fortune Lady Every. Synchro Summon into Fortune Lady Every, and then we set ourselves the Enemy Controller. I knew this was a Co-Mushroom or some sort of Sylvan, so swinging into it, I knew that they were going to mill some cards. Luckily, he didn't mill anything that would destroy any of the cards on the field, so that was pretty good. We got pretty lucky there. Then he normal summons the Marsh Leaf, and we negate it with Bending Destiny, and then he activates his Spore in the graveyard. But I just wanted to show you real quick, like, kind of how the combo works using Fortune's Future. So there you go. Alright guys, so here we are up against another Dark Signer Carly Carmine, which means Fortune Lady Mirror matchup, most likely. Here we go, we open up with a Fortune Lady Light and a Fortune Lady Calling, so we activate the standard combo Time Passage on the Fortune Lady Past, activate, send Light, activate, grab up the Water, activate, draw 2 cards, activate the Synchro Summon for the Fortune Lady Every into attack position, and then again, we're still running the Ultimate Providence, and we set that. Wind activates, we pop it, destroy it using our Ultimate Providence by sending Water. Activates Forbidden Chalice, negates our effect, sadly. We use Fortune Lady Calling, which we drew into. Activate Time Passage once again. Send the card, banish it, grab up our second Fortune Lady Every. We do run 2 within the extra deck, and the swing in for 28. We set this guy to defense position just because I wanted to make sure that we had that. Banish the card, swing in, Forbidden Chalice, do 400 damage. Great. Okay. Fortune Vision. Alright. That means that they're most likely going to be able to do their combo. Grabs up. Okay, they have their past. Fortune Lady Calling, Fortune Lady Light. Time Passage, activate, past, target past, send, grab up the Fortune Lady Water. Activate Fortune Lady Every. I was wondering if they would actually activate and grab up themselves the Fortune, or not the Fortune Lady, but the Black Rose Dragon to wipe the field, because this would allow them to keep it on the field for a turn, and then, like, maybe they had lethal through a different way. But no, they just go for the Fortune Lady Every. I activate this thing to protect myself, and then bring it back onto the field. Fortune Lady Every. Enemy controllers my Fortune Lady Every. And here is where I messed up. Okay? Right here, I could say, banish a card, right? And I could have banished this and then swung in for lethal. I decided not to. It didn't end up costing me, but that's where I should have done it, and I didn't. I wanted to keep it, and that was foolish of me, because now they have a Fortune Lady Every of their own. They banish it, Fortune Lady Calling. I Bending Destiny their Fortune Lady Calling, because I'm like, okay, get out of here. And then they play their third one, and I was like, are you kidding me? They grab up water, activate, time passage. They're going to be able to synchro summon again. They synchro summon for a level 8, which is Scrap Dragon. Activate, pop, pop, swing in. Both are destroyed. Then Fortune Lady Every comes back in the standby phase. So far, right now, we could have lost, but we didn't. And I thought that was really cool to see the old Fortune Lady versus kind of the newer one, using the extra draw 2. So let's hop into the next one. Alright, so this time we are up against a Maximilian Pegasus, which is interesting. You don't often see this guy unless it's Master of Rights. But it is, I believe it was, oh no, that was a different guy. So we activate Fortune Lady Wind, because we didn't really draw into anything too great, and they floodgate me. I set a Wall of Disruption. They didn't play anything else. We drew into a Light and a Fortune Lady Calling, which allows us to activate our combo. Time Passage, activate, send, Light, activate, draw 2, Synchro Summon for our Fortune Lady Every, activate Vision. Oh, first we draw 2, then we activate Vision, and we set ourselves the Super Team Buddy Force, Unite, swing in, and get set down permanently by a Ghost Rick player. What? Yes, this person is playing Ghost Rick. Then, when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can change the monster that destroyed it to face down defense position. And if you do, it cannot change its battle position. So there you go. Then he sends an Elemental Hero Neos to grab up Relinquished. Activates Relinquished and grabs up our Fortune Lady Wind, which is weird. I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. Why would you not just grab up Every to get rid of that Synchro Summon? But we activate our Super Team Buddy Force Unite, which is why this card is so necessary for this deck, and I regret not playing it previously, because this dude is a spellcaster. Well, guess what? Our entire monster deck is full of spellcasters. So we activate that to grab up our Fortune Lady Pass. Fortune Lady Pass, we did have the Fortune Lady Light within our hand. So we activate Fortune Lady Pass to activate our combo, basically, to grab up our Fortune Lady Every. Fortune Lady Every, Fortune's Vision, activate, Fortune's Vision, activate. We just drew how many cards? We drew 6 cards this turn outside of our standard draw phase. We drew it with water. We drew it with a double Fortune Vision. That is 6 cards extra. And look at the hand that I currently have. It is absolutely stacked. We got both of our enemy controllers. We have a Wall of Disruption set. We also drew our second Wall of Disruption. We also have our Super Team Buddy Force Unite. We also have a Fortune Lady Calling. We also have 3 Fortune Lady monsters, as well as a Fortune Lady Every on the field, and a Fortune Vision. That's why I really enjoy this new card. Fortune's Future is an absolute just godsend for this deck, I think. I think it will make it a lot more consistent into drawing into your combo. The only thing that I want more of is Fortune's Vision. That card would be super nice to be able to get 3 of. That or the Bending Destiny. That one as well would still make this deck even better, right? So there you go. That's what I'm hoping for. But here we go. We activate this. We discard or tribute our Fortune Lady Every to grab up the Relinquished so that he doesn't have anything on the field for us to have to beat through. Then we grab up our Fortune Lady Dark, but guess what? We don't need it. We swing in after activating our Time Passage for exact lethal. So there you go. That's the deck. It's pretty simple. It's super fun. Let's quickly hop it back into the deck review. 1 second. So, as you can see, this deck is pretty good and still very consistent. Again, you can take out this, you could take out that, and it still works pretty well. The only problem is like monster effects are kind of iffy, right? But you could run only 1 light if you wanted to. You could run only 1 wind if you wanted to. I just think it's a little bit more consistent. You could run a Black Rose Dragon. We don't even run Black Rose. We instead run the Samurai Destroyer. But ultimately, I didn't really see myself summoning anything other than Fortune Lady Every, basically every time. Haha, pun intended. No, not really. But Vermilion Dragon Mech is also still really good. Red Dragon Archfiend is also pretty good. Then you have Archfiend's Call, which can't be targeted by card effects. And it's just a level 6 that's pretty good. 2500 attack at a level 6 is pretty good, in case you don't have the ability to get to a level 7, which did come up sometimes. I did have to synchro summon this guy, but normally we lost those. So that was pretty sad. But there you go. That's the basic deck. It's super good. I really enjoy it. This card is absolutely super useful, and I love it. And I'm super glad that it came to us because it's extremely useful. So there you go. Play the deck. Have fun. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy the episode. If you did, a like is very much so appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.